Honorable greetings to my fellow royals of Alubera, as well as Kyrie, and all of the Americas in addition to the motherland. It is yours truly, Her Highest Imperial Majesty, Goddess M.D.A. Trinity L, Goddess, Queen, and Mother of Alubera, Kyrie, all of the Americas and the motherland, and also Primordial Mother, Mother Liberty, Goddess of all dimensions, Amerindian, Indigenous, Sovereign Diplomat, Beneficiary, Grantor, and Trustee of Tanika Maha'Bal. It is a wonderful day in this day and this rise. Allow me to share something briefly with you pertaining to Elohim, Elohim or Yahweh being the goddess of creation, the goddess of light, storms, as well too, in addition to being the youngest god of heaven and creation, as well as the ocean, including. Alright, so feel free to also do some research of Elohim. In this essence, I am in energy grace Elohim, primordial mother of all dimensions, goddess of all dimensions, in addition to also operating in my order of jurisdiction as the matriarch of the motherland as well, where I declare my sovereignty as indigenous jurisdiction out of the corporate entity patriarchal system that takes me away from the energy source of the natural government. So in this declaration, proclamation, amendment, and decree, I declare myself Her Highest Imperial Majesty, Goddess M.D.A. Trinity L, Primordial Mother of all dimensions, Goddess of all dimensions, Amerindian, Indigenous Sovereign Diplomat, as well as Grantor, Trustee, and Beneficiary of Tanika Maha'Bal, to be in my energy grace, Mother and Matriarch, Free Sovereign Diplomat of my estate, as I am the allodial title owner of my indigenous estate. Okay, so I hope that we all have an amazing day. In this day, I continue to also address in this proclamation and amendment that I do hereby mention that again, I am Highest Imperial Majesty, Goddess M.D.A. Trinity L, Mother and Matriarch with direct blood ties to the earth and the first inhabitants called the modern sands, Geas Homo sapien sapien. I am also the root to the matrix, the mitochondria, as Mother is X, and in this retrospect, as Mother being X, along with my fellow royal mothers of the motherland, authorized by the prime creator, which is who I am in essence, Elohim, Goddess, the primordial goddess of all dimensions, to heal, correct, and repair, in addition to hosting those who carry the Y chromosome as responsible fashioners of future generations of men by divine decree and order. In this motion to regulate our species DNA by mitochondrial analysis of the Y chromosome, I do hereby declare on behalf of myself, Amerindian Queen, to be my sovereign royal will and pleasure that no governor or commander-in-chief in any of the corporate colonies here on the motherland do presume upon any pretense to grant warrants of survey or pass any patents for lands beyond the bounds of their respective natural government. In this natural government scope, I'm referring to the Trinitarian order. I do further declare it to be my sovereign royal will and pleasure for the present natural government to reserve under our sovereignty, protection, and dominion for the use of all the lands and territories, not included within the limits of a said new government or within the limits of the territory granted and rather owned by Goddess, Her Highest Imperial Majesty, M.D.A. Trinity L. So help me God, greatest of divine divinity. I do strictly forbid, on pain of my displeasure, all of our subjects who are those in the corporate government entity which is being governed under a patriarchal system from making any purchases, sales, lease, settlements, or taking possession of any of the lands from the above reserved without or special leave and license for that purpose first obtained. I do further strictly enjoin and repair all persons who have either willfully or inadvertently seated themselves upon any lands within the areas described to abide by this declaration. I do hereby declare it is just, reasonable, and essential to our interests and to the security of our empire that the several nations with whom I am connected to and who live under my protection should not be swindled, molested, or disturbed in the possession of such in all dominions and territories as not having been purchased by myself, as well as the royal family of Alubera, the nation, are reserved to them or any of them as their grounds. Her Highest Imperial Majesty, Goddess M.D.A. Trinity L, further expressly conjoin and require all officers of the Constitution, whatever, as well as military, as those employed in the management and direction of affairs of policymakers within the territories reserved as foresaid for the use to seize and apprehend, my apologies, all persons, whatever, who are standing charged with treason, misprisons of treason, murders, or other felonies or misdemeanors, shall send them under proper guard and court in order to take trial and tribulation. I do hereby declare and enjoin that trade with the nation shall be free and open to all our sovereigns, provided that every native who may be inclined to trade with the said nations do take out a license for carrying on such trade from the governor or commander-in-chief of any of our colonies, respectfully, where such person shall reside, and also give security to observe such regulations, as I shall at any time think fit by ourselves as a royal nation, or rather myself as the royal nation, or commissionaries to be appointed for this purpose, to direct and appoint for the benefit of the said trade. I do hereby authorize, enjoin, and require the governors and commanders-in-chief of all our colonies respectfully, as well as those under our immediate natural government, which is in the whole retrospect and governance of the Trinitarian order, as those under the government and direction of proprietaries are to grant such license without fee or reward, taking especial care to insert therein a condition that such license shall be void and the security forfeited in case the person to whom the same is granted shall refuse or neglect to observe such regulations as I think proper to prescribe. This is in the code, control, honor, order, respect, and discipline. Spiritual beings in my representation.